Yeah, Shaila, we can start now.
Can start? Okay, so as Ruth promised, she's going to give us some good tidbits tonight.
Yeah, let's go to Roop. Roop, you take time. I'll just close out the meeting.
Okay, thank you, Sid. So thank you, Sheila. So basically, I just wanted to go. I know it's 10:22. Heck, it is the last meeting of the year. All right. And we hardly meet. I think our team just meets once a month. So it's fair. So basically, now everybody's talking about health consultations, right? So let me tell you that it does not have to be too complicated. Okay. A 1 hour Zoom session or whatever. Say, I'll just take up one volunteer here. Anybody who wants to volunteer, I'll just talk to you as if you're my prospect and I'll go from there. Anybody here who wants to volunteer? Okay. Hi. Yes, Sheila. Thank you. So say Sheila is come to me for a session on weight management consultation, weight loss consultation. Okay. So so basically what I normally do with the newest person is first I work on that person. And then once the testimonial starts to kick in, I ask that person to create a WhatsApp team of the customers and put me in as a nutrition consultant. Okay. And so, for instance, if I am talking, Shoshela is one of that customer who is referred to me by the new IBO who has had the experience of losing weight. Okay. So I'll say, hi, how are you, Shella? How is it going?
I'm great. Thank you.
Wonderful. Great stuff, Shella. So, all right, you must have, seen my name as a nutrition consultant. So it's a privilege, to talk to you. Your friend must have told you about her experience on the weight management and how she lost weight.
Yep.
Awesome. Wonderful. So basically, I'm here to ask you a few questions. So number one is, if you don't mind me asking me your age, your height, your weight, okay? And basically, that is how I am going to tell you what is your BMI, all right? So I'm going to calculate the basal metabolic index for you, and I'm going to tell you exactly where you stand. So in my mind, the person tells me, I'm not going to ask you, Sheila, your height, your weight, and your age, but I would ask that person. And then, so then my next question will be, okay, that's wonderful. That's great. So if the person I just asked them, what is your age? So if the person is, say, in their late 20s or early 30s, I assume that they have small kids. So I just asked them, are you married? They said yes. I said, okay, do you have kids? And the person says, yes, I do have kids. So if you don't mind me asking, how many kids do you have? And the person says, I will just take an example of the health consultation I did this morning. Okay, so that is fresh in my mind. So that lady had a 2-year-old child, okay, and a 5-year-old child. So that is why my next question was, all right, so during pregnancy, did you have any complications? Did you have gestational diabetes? Like, did you have diabetes when you were pregnant? So things like that. And then I would ask them that, were you normally a slim person and did you gain weight after the pregnancy, or you were naturally a heavy, like, big boned person and you gained more weight later on? So these things need to be asked so that what is the natural tendency of the body. All right. So that is the question I asked. And she said, no, I did not have any problem in my pregnancy. And in fact, yes, I gained weight after my second child. I gained weight after my first child, and I gained even more weight after my second child. Then I knew what was the problem. So the first thing I said, all right, so have you done your physical, and has the doctor said anything about your hormonal imbalance? And the woman goes, yes, the doctor has said there is little bit of, hormonal upheavals, but nothing to worry about. So I said, all right, because, she was just 32 years old. And so she was young. So I said, all right, that's not a problem. So any history of high blood pressure or diabetes in your family, okay, or any kind of thing I need to know about. So any kind of diseases which is like hereditary, or you are afraid to get it later on in life because your parents have it. All right. So I just asked these questions, and the answer was no from her side. So I said, all right. Then my next question for you would be, is what is your last meal of the day? When do you take your last meal of the day? Okay, that is a very important question. So most of the people, they say, oh, I don't have any time, or I eat when I'm hungry, or I really have not seen the time. And this lady said, my last meal is at 9 o'clock. I said, see, that is something you need to change, because I am a strict believer in circadian rhythm. What is a circadian rhythm? It depends on the sun's position. So when the sun's position is overhead, your digestive juices are flowing to its maximum capacity. And when the sun is setting, then your digestive juices are not working that well, right? And that is the reason, it is best advisable for you not to eat anything after 7. All right. And if the person, that is why I know if the person has a tendency of, a little bit of high sugar and whatever. So if the person has very high diabetes, then I would never ask for intermittent fasting. But because this lady was normal otherwise, I actually started with talking about intermittent fasting. That means 16 hours of fasting. So the last meal of the day should be at 7 p.m. and the next meal should be at 11 a.m. in the morning. All right. And in between, if they feel hungry, we have our chamomile tea, tulsi with chamomile. That's a very good alternative. And warm water, because warm water is, a great metabolizer. All right. So that is what I said. Are you willing to do that? Or are you if you're comfortable to do that, I would ask you to do that. Otherwise, I'll talk to you about other ways and means. Most of the people, the way you talk to them with authority, they would say that, no, I have taken a decision and I want to lose. I'll do whatever you say. I said, all right. Then I start with the morning. I said that, you will find it very weird. Maybe you thought I will give you a magic potion or something, but my first thing is you have to be mentally very strong. So unless you are mentally ready and strong, you will not be able to lose weight physically. So here also I say, in the morning, you write down your ideal weight. So it depends on the height and weight ratio. Say this lady was 5'2". And so her ideal weight, according to my calculations, you don't have to be absolutely bang on your calculation of BMI. You just get an idea. So it should be around 50 to 55 kg. So I said that, write down on a piece of paper and you say, I am 55 kgs, not I will be. I am 55 kgs. I am feeling great. Okay, I have the energy, and whatever you want to do and whatever you want to achieve through this program, you write down as if you already have it. See, these are the principles of success. These are not only for people who are in IBO. Okay, so add a lot of value to the customer you're talking to. Okay. And then I say, do you have a picture from yesteryears when you were your ideal weight? Most of the people said, yes, I do have a picture of mine, one of my old pictures. I said, always keep it with you. And when you're doing your affirmations that I am so many kilos, then, visualize yourself with a lot of clarity that you've already become that person you see in the picture. And most of the people, they appreciate that part because they must have gone through a lot of weight loss consultations, but nobody would have told them this part. See, this is where, because we have read books and we have been part of a system, we can add a lot of value to our customers, because authenticity is what the customers are looking at. They want result. Okay. So, and then of course, I talk about the meal replacement shake, how they can replace 1 or 2 meals. See, if they are very obese, then I always start with replacing 2 meals with meal replacement shake. Okay, if they're obese. But if they don't have to lose a lot of weight, then replace 1 meal with meal replacement shake. All right. And then before and after, of course, before carb blocker, glucose health, and after CLA. Okay. So understand, and you need to make them understand what is glucose health. What does glucose health do? Just saying take glucose health is not. So you have to educate yourself. Okay. How many of you guys have read Optimal Health, prescribed by Nutrilite? Optimal Health. Okay. That's an amazing book. You know, I will actually take a picture and post it on Connect. All of you guys should read that book. Okay. And because the whole of Amway is going towards health. All right. And the next fiscal year will completely be dedicated towards health. As you know, Kulin and Meena also talked about it in the night out. So you guys need to understand a lot of things as well about yourselves. So what does glucose health does? I talk about chromium. I talk about insulin receptivity. I talk about how glucose health helps in absorption of glucose and smooth flow of insulin through the bloodstream. Why would they take it if they don't know what it does? Okay, then carb blocker. Okay, if I ask, all of you guys are leaders. If I ask you, what does carb blocker do? Would you be able to tell me outside of it blocks up to 500 calories of carbohydrates? See, people are all very smart nowadays. There are so many informations everywhere. You have to make them understand exactly what carb blocker does. So carb blocker, what it does is, before a carbohydrate-rich meal, it converts basically the carbohydrate. When it goes into your bloodstream, it gets converted to starch and sugar. So carb blocker has alpha amylase and alpha sucrase. If you don't remember the names of the enzymes, it's okay. You say that it inhibits the enzymes which converts the carbohydrates into starch and sugar. Because once it gets converted to starch and sugar, it gets to get stored as glycogen in the liver. And that glycogen later on gets to be stored as fat in the body if a lot of energy is not expended. Did you guys understand what I just said? So in very, very simple terminologies, you need to add all of these are given on the Amway website. So how many of you guys are actually good students of the products? See, we need to understand our products in its depth, at least us, because if we are looking at qualification, us, not the masses, us, then, we need to be very, very particular and have in-depth knowledge of the products. Okay, don't just shut up saying, oh, I just say, oh, this product is good, take this, take that. No, because now we are specializing in certain things. Okay, so then I talk about CLA. What CLA does? Conjugated linoleic acid. It converts your fats into lean muscles. So you take it after your food. And then there should be a gap. And then you can have soup and salad. And then I am a stickler. This is my thing, that when you're starting any weight management regimen, I stop milk in the beginning. I just stop it for them because then I explain. Because most of the people we speak to, they're immigrants and they come from developing countries where they would get fresh milk. And they all understand that. All right. So fresh organic milk, but milk here has a lot of hormones and a lot of pesticides, residues in it. So the first thing I said that, if you are not a child, you don't need milk, you need calcium. And that is how I promote the CalMag-D as well. I said that why do you drink milk? A lot of them, they parrot what they learned, from their childhood. My mom said drink milk because otherwise you won't have calcium, and all women need milk because they need calcium. That's true. Everybody needs calcium, but not milk. So I stopped milk because most of the milk in the marketplace is genetically modified. So I stopped their milk and I stopped gluten. Not that everybody is allergic to gluten, but sometimes you have inflammation in your system and you don't know why. So you have to eliminate certain things. just to be on the safer side. So I tell them the names of other grains they can start with. Okay, they can start with millet, they can start with a basin, they can start with any quinoa, they can start with oatmeal. There's so many options available in the market. Even wild rice is okay. Some people say, I cannot give up my rice. I said, start with wild rice. Portion control, like, just pick a handful of that. And then I make them understand that your lunch has to be the biggest meal of the day. Okay. And then as you move towards the end of the day or the evening, then I also incorporate the green tea in between. And then I tell them that every time you have a meal, even if it's a small meal, you have to have 1 carb blocker, maybe 1 CLA. When you have the biggest meal, you can have 3 carb blockers, 2 CLA. Okay, so I make them understand that 3 carb blockers is equal to 500 calories. So everything, and then I say that after everything, do you have any questions? So a lot of people, they don't understand, they keep on asking questions, and a lot of people, they don't have questions. And then I said, okay, great stuff. So what is your commitment? Are you committed to stay with me for the next 30 days at least? And then I give people assurance that, I am with you in your journey. All right. I am with you in your journey. Any little question you have, feel free to call or text me, so that any apprehensions, any anxiety, anything, feel free to take me with you on this ride of weight loss. So in the beginning itself, you're creating a trust and bond with that person. So you give a lot, you just give, okay? And then the person says, what should I eat? What should I not? Herein, your entrepreneur skills. I would tell them that, yes, of course, I will give you an individualized diet chart once the products come to you. I would not give them a diet chart offhand. I'm not doing a charity here, right? I'm here to sell the products. I'm here to sell the products, but at the back of the head, of course, I want their good so that they can continue to be my customer. But at the same time, I want a sale. So I said that, okay, I'll definitely give you a diet chart. Once your products come in, please call me and I'll give you a diet chart. And having said that, I just don't let it loose. I know that customer is, belongs to another IB of mine, but understand, everybody I talk to is my customer. I will not leave, the tying the ends to that new IBO. That new IBO doesn't know anything. Sometimes that customer says, okay, I'll let, like, for instance, the person I'm talking about, the upline's name is Kezia. So she said, all right, I'll let Kezia know. Then I said, sure. You must have already heard from Kezia that, she has lost X amount of weight, which is true. And but she herself is a mentee of mine and I'm mentoring the person. So you know what? I am open. You can ask me questions directly. Anytime you want to ask me, is there anything else I can help you with? So it's a no, then there is a pause, most often than not. And I don't butt in then, all right? I let them take a pause. And then after a certain point of time, I said, all right, great, congratulations and all the best for your weight loss. Can I have your full name? Can I have your email ID? Okay, so that I can create a customer ID. And these are the products for you. And then I close the deal there and then. I call up the IBO. Most often than not, the IBO is there as a 3-way call with me, because that IBO is also learning what I'm saying, because I do not want to take up a job all the time. I want the team to duplicate and understand what I'm teaching. So unless there is a reason that the person is at work and the other person's timing are not coinciding, I'm not, I'm very flexible that way. I'm not like that. All right, you have to be there. Unless the timings coincide, I'm not coming. Then the whole month is gone, 2 months is gone. Forget about the points. So you have to use your common sense, what to do with, you have to be very flexible. You cannot be regimental in this business. Okay? Yes, there are rules. But then at the end of the day, you have to use your common sense. And because I was able to do that through that person, today I had, I did it in the morning, in the evening, I got 2 more calls from the same WhatsApp team. Okay. And she has already placed her order. And not only placed her order, this upline is also basically at her back to make her an IBO. But making her an IBO is a later thing. So first things first. So focus on weight loss. So I just told her, all right, tell me when your products come in. Then I will send you a weight loss chart. And then every week, I'm going to monitor your progress. And don't worry about the weekdays. I am here with you 24/7. Any questions, anything, I'm here. And this is a 30 days plan. And then we'll move on to other things depending on your progress. So most often than not, after 2 weeks, I always add a multivitamin. All right. I add XX, I add vitamin D, I add joint health, because the person has started to, started to walk. See, some people do not exercise at all, do not walk at all. So for them, I start incrementally. I said, okay, today your goal and your homework is to at least walk 3,000 steps. Okay. So, and then they incrementally grow 3,500 steps, 4,000 steps, then little jogging on the spot. And then I always keep in that WhatsApp team, keep it engaged, with some people, somebody is sharing some recipes, and I always, something, some meditation, like, 4, 7, 8 is a form of meditation. You take in 4, keep it for 7, you breathe out 8. So there's so many such, meditations. And pranayam is basically breathing, some forms of breathing, and they appreciate those things because the whole world is into yoga nowadays. So if you introduce them into the right things, they know that you're not just there selling the products, you're there to add value in their lives and make the WhatsApp team very interesting. And if nobody is participating, you keep on participating. Mark my words, the sales momentum is bound to kick in. Another WhatsApp team called me after 2 months of creation of one WhatsApp team, which actually did not hold any result. But from there, a customer called me today after 2 months. So similarly, how we are doing the business for MG1, MG2, having faith that, some of the prospects are going to come back to you. The same thing you can do with health consultation. And through health consultations too, we are actually, I have been always doing it, but perhaps not taught is at much. I think the other day I was talking to somebody and she said that, what, you think that we know, we actually don't know. And it struck me that that's so right. Maybe I need to teach more of what I do. Maybe I need to hold more health sessions. I need to hold more skin sessions, because the team is comparatively new. But having said that, I'm a stickler for creating leaders. I know that I don't have to do it for a lot of you guys. You guys can take care of your own teams. I don't have to be sitting on Zoom 24/7 like a lot of leaders do. I don't believe in that. I believe in empowering leaders and making them do what they can do for themselves. Fair? Okay, any questions? Any questions, guys? Yes, please.
Rup, I have a question.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when you recommend CLA, like, is it it's mandatory to do any sort of exercise, right? You can't recommend it without them not working out.
No, CLA can be had even without exercise. No exercise required.
Even if they don't walk or any physical activity?
No, not required at all, because the whole, basically what CLA does is it's converting the fats into muscles. So it is not a pre-workout or a post-workout or a muscle multiplier. CLA can be taken by anybody.
Okay, that was my question, because we only recommend to people who do some sort of physical exercise.
Not necessarily.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Anybody else has questions? Okay. Thank you very much. Hope it made sense. You know, next fiscal year, we have to see a lot of you do health consultations and come up with 500 to 1,000 personal points. If you can master 500 to 1,000 personal points, you can create a huge organization. You can create huge duplications. Okay? Awesome. Yes, Sid.
Oh, well, I don't have anything to add. This is awesome. If you learn to create volume like all of us do, and if you learn how to get one new customer, one new IBO to the Zoom meeting, you will be wealthy. That's how simple it is. And you stay steady, steady. Every day, do a little thing. Every day, do a little thing. Look in the mirror and say, life will not beat you down. What else can I say, gang? Next Tuesday, I've got 2 guests. One guy said, look, I'm not interested in network marketing, but I said, look, you're a hustler. You are good with people. Spend 1 hour. Just come on the meeting. Don't have to join. He said, okay, I promise to do that. Another guy I met through the process, did an MG with him. He's excited to come. That's brilliant. 2 new legs. We had the function. One guy's already 300 PV. Another guy is close to 150 PV. I'm saying you have to go 300. Those are the little excitement, guys. Those little excitements turn out to great excitement. So good night. God bless. Next year, 5 new platinums, guys. We are counting on you guys. Good night. So Shala, you can bring it down.
Okay, good night, everybody. Great evening tonight, and Happy New Year. 6 more days.
Okay.
Good luck.
All
Bye-bye.
right.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Good night.
Good night, guys.
Good night.